It's your guy, M.C Dubb, coming from Opelika, Alabama, and I'm coming live from Industry Most Wanted. Here.
Pride I sparkle the night. I need the life of the journey. Can't knock on my grind, cause I really earn. I paid them the fine, no more judge and jury. Wouldn't be wise to do what I wanna do. Been in them corners like I face the fierce. I'm blurred, yeah. Doomsday, yeah. Get on up out of there. Go. I feel like a doomsday kid.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom. Listen, I heard we got Alabama in the building. What's going on with you?
Yeah, man, you see it. It's M.C Dubb. You know, we coming from Opelika, Alabama, a little small town, a little small city, but we repping it. Right here, we in, you see, the Industry's Most Wanted.
Absolutely. Listen, I appreciate, no, you good. I appreciate you being here. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. We got a lot to talk about. You know, and it's like right now, this is your time for people to really get to know who you are, because as a music artist, that's what people want to know, your journey, your story. So taking us back to your city. Is it pronounced Opelika?
A lot of people get it confused with, is it Opelika, Florida?
Right, because I'm from Florida, so I know Opelika, Florida.
Man, look, when I say that, the other people that's not from, generally down south, mostly up north or out west or something, I say Opelika. I'm like, oh, you from Florida? Oh, it's in Alabama. Oh, I ain't never heard of that. I would say, if you go towards Atlanta, you come down trying to go to Florida from Atlanta or something, you might ride through it. Absolutely.
I'm definitely familiar, because I know for sure I have had at least one or maybe a couple artists from your city sit down with me. So Alabama produces superstars. Let's just say that first and foremost. There's so much talent coming out of just the entire state of Alabama. Mm-hmm. Take us back to your childhood. Let's go back a little bit. And we're talking like maybe before the age of 10.
Oh, yeah.
What were you like as a child?
As a child, probably up until I was 7, I would say I always liked the music. Yeah. My mom used to always tell me, when Hoop, there it is. I can't remember the name of the song. When that come on, I'm going to get the bouncing. So
you're going to have to show me later how you do that dance.
Since the arm, baby. So the music thing came to me naturally. I always like a beat. If it come on, it was going to interest me. Later on, my father and my mother, which I was raised in a 2-parent household, low income, but you know, just like pretty much everybody else in America, you make it work. They became preachers.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Probably in 1999. I was probably about 8 or 9. So yeah, in 99 they became preachers. So they kind of shifted everything that I once had heard as far as on a music perspective. We went straight to gospel. If anybody remember 93.3, the things like Christian, you know what I'm saying, genre type music. Yeah. Used to listen to that a lot. So I got a lot of different other type of insights on music with the gospel. Still listen to R&B. Go back to, I remember listening to Britpop, Oasis, grunge rock during the 90s when it came and faded.
That's dope.
It's a lot of different, besides just hip hop, as far as where my roots come from as far as music. So going into the church scene, we'll go a little bit ahead. My mama ended up making me join a choir, so we did a little bit of singing. Not a singer at all. Like, I can't hold a note to save my life.
She gonna tell me the truth. Can he sing?
No.
I can't. She said a little bit. Paquito.
Listen, I can hold a tune. I can hold a tune, but that's for the
Don't tell me that, because I'm gonna make you hold a tune.
No, not like that. I'm just saying, like, okay.
I'm just messing with you.
Somebody need me to, you know how you do on songs.
I get it. Harmonize.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can do that, okay. But going back, to lead a couple of songs, I remember the first time I led one, I did all right. Second time I didn't want to do it, I went up there and talked through the song. My mama was mad, you don't I ain't gonna never let you go up there again, I ain't gonna do that. So we went on back, she ended up putting me in piano lessons. She put me and my brother in piano lessons.
That's fire, I love that. Was that something that you were on board with doing, or did she have to kind of push you into it?
To be honest with you, I didn't disagree with it, but I didn't ask for it.
Understood.
So I just went into it, because I'm not a person that's going to be scared of like new things or whatever. I try to see where it's going to go.
You were about what age when you started?
It was about that age. I was probably about 12 at the time. So maybe 12, 11, somewhere in that age. My brother's a couple years older than me, so he was maybe about 13, 14.
Yeah.
So we did it. We only went to 2 lessons, though. He went to 1. He said he didn't want to do it.
You outdid him. You're like, I got 2.
I just didn't like giving up on something I started.
Understood.
And that's always been back to where I used to help my great aunt with putwood, and he'll go in the house. I was like, man, we can't stop till we get all of it in, because I felt like I was letting them down, because I said I was giving you my word. So I stuck to it. Only went to 2. She said, well, we ain't gonna go back, but do you like it? We'll go back whenever I get the extra money to pay for it.
Yeah.
She never did. So I just continued to try to learn the notes that I had.
Yeah.
Didn't never learn how to read music, so I just learned how to play by ear.
Yes.
It was times they'll pull us out. Oh, here y'all go. My brother was in band, so he knew how to play percussion and drums.
Wow.
But I used to have to get in front of all the people and just sit there. I don't know how to just listen like, oh, man. Sometimes I pick it up, sometimes I didn't. But eventually got to the point where I was, okay, I can hear something. I might not know exactly the right keys, but I want to make it sound good.
Absolutely.
So building on to that, I ended up going into, with the rap scene, kind of doing Christian rap. Now, this is when I got older.
Yeah.
Because during that time, I had to go back to hooping. We're going to go to that. That's where they come in at. Now, high school, I was pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to junior college, playing basketball for 2 years. And this is where I met her, as you can see.
Your baby over there?
That's my baby over there. So
I know that's right.
So I met her in school. Ended up getting in a little bit of drama down there.
Happens.
And it was right when I got an offer from Miles College. So I ended up getting some stuff that helped me back.
On a scholarship to who?
On a scholarship.
That's dope.
So I went from the JUCO to that, you know what I'm saying? And the high school I went to is not even Opelika High School. It's a little small town called Beulah. You wouldn't know it. Sound like a church.
You said Bueller?
Beulah.
That makes me think about Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Bueller?
Bueller. That's what people say. Every time you mention it, that's where it come from. So going into that, we ended up going through that, Josh, ended up getting a job.
Yeah.
Having to get a job, try to handle what I did, because at that point I was down and out like, man, I messed up my opportunity, because me, honestly, the only thing I was taught growing up and what everybody knew was like, okay, if you get a job, you work it.
Yeah.
And you can go to school and you can get an education, but they don't promise you're going to be successful.
At all,
you know?
absolutely.
So
That's within you.
Yeah, that's within you. That's what you're going to make out of it. So my mentality had to change. My perspective, everything had to change. And it took me, I don't know, everybody's journey is going to be different, but it took me a little while. It took me having children. It took me growing up, losing jobs, doing this, making mistakes to be able to get to this point where I even started to take this music thing serious.
Yeah.
Because at first it was just a hobby.
Yeah.
So after I got my job or whatever, I remember her brother, my cousin, and they were sitting talking about music one day. So I picked up a pad and pen, and at this time I was in mental warfare myself, because it was like, okay, at one time I was doing this church rap, but I really don't want to talk about what I want to talk about because I'm limited. I don't want nobody to think this of me. But then I was like, man, no, you can't. Now I'm thinking for other people and what they want. And I said, man, do what you need to do.
Yes.
That's when that MC or that make change came in, because I don't have to be what everybody else is in any category. Just do me, and if I create change for myself, for others in a positive aspect, then that's the goal that I got. So getting that, moving on down the road, just writing music. Maybe I put some on SoundCloud, never really put nothing on all platforms or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Guy with Ace, I remember I seen him at Little Caesars. Like
the big boss over there.
Yeah. This was during the time where I think he had took a layoff. He told me he was taking time to learn the business side of the music. So at the time, I didn't understand. I was like, man, I see what you're doing, but I ain't trying to hit it. I'm just going on about my business. And every once in a while, me and my cousins in the car and listen to music. Oh, we going to do this? Never do it.
Hyping yourself up.
Hype yourself up, never doing nothing with it. So eventually time passed by. We ended up linking up. My wife here, she actually done a podcast and invited Ace on. Good interview. Did it. Had questions. We sat probably 3, 4, 5 hours after it was done, had discussions and talked, and we were just liking each other's energy. It wasn't nothing that we had predetermined. After those like discussions of what we had, we just like, hey man, let's talk about doing this or joining forces and getting this together and building a team. And that's my first time experiencing having a team around me, as far as like what he already had done built and what he had going on, and then what we were trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Come together. Everybody had their differences, but to me, I'm like, okay, I could take myself out of the equation. What's going to make this better for all of us?
Yes.
What's going to make this work? Especially if you're trying to be a team, a family, if you want to say.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of long story.
No, but thank you for sharing that, though. It's important that you're transparent.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes back into it. So I just want to be genuinely me. And that was something that I struggled with, too, because it's like, okay, if I tell people about this, they're going to look at me different. But I'm like, man, look.
Like me being a pimp.
Hey, for real. But I got to be sincerely dude. Look,
he pimp walking over there.
Yeah, he pimp walking. He hear jokes, he'll climb. Look, right there. I'm going to put the fuel to the fire when you get over here and start telling your story. Right there. Yes, sir. I know you is.
Look, on the no smoke.
Okay.
But you know what I got from what you just said is that you had ambition from a very young age. Because like you said, you didn't want to quit on nothing, you know, doing the piano lessons, or you said, you know, helping your aunt with some stuff. Like you didn't want to walk away. You didn't want to quit on nobody or yourself. So to me, that says from a very young age, you had a lot of ambition.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that came from, like, you know, you said your dad's a pastor, your mom first lady, right? They're both pastors. Do you think that a lot of that came from them? They instilled that in you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because even it was during times I remember I just don't want to talk about sports, but I got to talk about what I know.
Of course.
So going back to playing sports or anything, even when it was hard, I was, oh, mama, I can't do this, or dad, I can't do that. They never would, even before they were pastors and whatnot. They always had the mentality to be like, okay, even if you seen me do something wrong or whatever, that don't mean it's okay to do. Like if you set out to do something, try to finish it out.
Yeah.
Like it's about having it, because it's gonna come back in full circle, and it's gonna benefit you in the long run. Now, I couldn't see that then as young. I was like, oh, you just want me to do what you want me. I want to be hard headed, and at all times it wasn't like I was. Oh yes, ma'am. No, I was a little hard headed. You know, I would run around. Look, when it was time, if I was gonna get a spanking when we were young, when nobody was getting on people for spanking and whooping,
right.
I'm running around the table like I was that one that was. Oh, you have to get me and trying to dodge, and oh, I'm gonna get caught. I eventually give up and be like, oh, okay.
Your ball of energy, it sounds like.
But I always had to come back and how can I say, apologize or try to be accountable. It was natural in me to be like that. I couldn't just do anybody any type of way and then just leave it and be like, oh, well, sure, it is how it is.
Yeah.
It got to have some type of ending. Whether you accept it or not, if I addressed it, then I can sleep well at night.
Absolutely.
And being able to communicate that now that I'm older and got a little wiser, younger me wouldn't have understood it. You know, you have to go through it.
Absolutely. We have to go through stuff because we cannot compare our journey to anybody else's. Like you said, you know, going into college, you said you got in a little bit of a situation or whatever. I'm a big believer, and I know you're going to agree with me on this. God intervenes in certain situations, and oftentimes we may not understand it. We may be like, why did this not work out? Well, because that's not what God intended for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe music is the path that God intended for you. That's your gift. Hooping is a gift for you. Yeah. You was out hooping this guy over here. Keep it G.
Man, look. See, I'm gonna say it like this.
Did you say the wrong thing?
I'll say it was good competition.
Yeah.
And
friendly good competition.
But I'm gonna tell it like this for anybody that see the podcast that know us personally. I'm gonna let y'all tell the truth. I'm not gonna say nothing. That's how we gonna handle it. Since you want to smoke, we gonna let them tell the truth. So be honest with yourself. Look, Ace, be honest. We gonna see. Look, they gonna love this part of it. Look, I'm telling you, they look like, yes, we gonna look at the comments now. Yeah, we gonna look at the comments.
So, do you still actively hoop?
Ooh, last time I touched a basketball, man, and actually played a pickup game of any sort, it's been a couple years. So
let me.
I did more coaching than I have, like with youth leagues or the rec or whatever. Than I have. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, not right now. I had to stretch, do everything.
Listen, I'll tell you, like her and I were discussing, you know, I can't speak for a man, but for a woman, like, it's just humans, period. Yeah. As we get older, we wake up in the morning, our knees hurt, back hurts, feet hurt. See? We ain't as resilient as we was when we was like 17, 18 years old. Yeah. We got to change up our lifestyle a little bit.
You're going to have to.
That's when you transition into coaching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, hey, man, I'll show y'all what I know. And then, okay. Right. I enjoyed it. With that process too, I enjoy it because most of the time, in the rec we was in, I was new to it, so you're gonna get most of the players that are not as developed. Everybody else know who. Oh, I'm gonna pick him. So I'm not gonna say scraps because that's what they call them. Yeah. But I won't want to say that. I just say undeveloped players because they have not spent the time to actually get taught or learn all the basics. Yes. So getting them, I just start from the basics. By the time the end of the season come though. Oh, yeah, you didn't want to play us. It was like that every time, and she can vouch for me. Yeah. Anybody that was around, and I liked to see that because I was just it's just a story in life. Yeah. Even as adult or, you know what I'm saying, children, it can be the same way. Like, we always grow, change, develop. all that. So having that little experience helped me too.
Absolutely. I was just going to ask you, you know, the mentality that you apply to basketball, like you said, you know, some of these kids are they just don't know. You have to teach them the ropes. It's no different than a music artist.
Yeah.
As an artist, when starting out, a lot of these youngins, they don't know nothing. They don't know the business. So do you apply a lot of what you do as a team in basketball into your team in music?
Yeah, now. And I had to get the guidance. I didn't have the necessarily, I say, leadership.
Yeah.
I had to learn that more. It wasn't necessarily natural. Like they'll be like, oh, when you get going or when you get put in a situation, you'll step up. But I wasn't the one to, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like when Ace showed me a lot just from his personality, or even as he pushed me, even before the music, like he always expected a lot of or nothing less. Like, man, you know what you're capable of. My wife did the same thing. She would always, I try to surround myself with people like that because I know what I was lacking was that leadership quality, and people that have it or that can help you push that to your ceiling to maximize it. Yeah. That's what you got to have around you. I had a bunch of, how can I say, people that I enjoyed, but the energy or the vibes that they were giving or even their long-term plans are not aligning with what I got going on. So it's like, okay, yeah, I love the company and stuff, but what are we really doing?
Absolutely.
Wasting time. And that's you don't want to look back and then be like, oh, well, now we're going to have to do that. And sometimes you have to cut off loose ends.
Tough love.
Tough love, it is what it is. They'll understand the long run, and if they don't, it wasn't meant for them to. So.
No, that is facts. Yeah. And that's something that comes, I think, with maturity and growth, because like when you're a good person, like you're a good person, it's like you don't want to necessarily eliminate people because you care about people. Yeah. But as you get older and business starts coming into play, that's where that tough love comes in.
Where you at that crossroad, and it's like, okay, and I guess it's that what is it called, money quadrant or something. I look at that now.
Yeah, you have to.
Now. You show a lot of people that they wouldn't even know what it mean, and I didn't for a long time. And now I'm trying to look at that and be like, okay, I got to separate some things and do some stuff different.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have to, in life, as we get older, we learn we have to be proactive rather than reactive. Yeah. Being proactive can keep you out of a lot of ugly situations. It teaches you how to read people that need to be there and don't need to be there, because not everybody's intended to go along with you on your journey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say it's lonely at the top. Yeah, and period. I
can see how I can get like that. Yeah, just about a small little process or journey that I have took so far. I can see like, oh, I can't really relate because I ain't got to that point. Yeah, but I can see where it's becoming it. It's becoming that same. I could say. Picture, or if it was a picture, somebody else had it, but it's just fading away. Now it's you in that same situation.
No, facts.
That's what it looks like to me. Like, okay, all right. Now I'm in this situation. I see what you're talking about now, brother.
Right, absolutely. So you grew up in a household where there was a lot of gospel music. You've now also, you work on the secular side, so you've done both. Yeah. What other genres have you tapped into or are you interested in tapping into besides gospel and like hip hop?
I wouldn't mind now. It would more be on collaborations, I guess, or features than if I was just to myself, just dive off and do it. I would see, that would be my test in the waters. Be like, okay, I see they do this. And
a little country music or something, perhaps.
Most definitely. Coming from Alabama, and I already know I got a country accent. Yeah. So, definitely country, maybe even pop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's always going to be up there. Everybody loves that. I mean, especially when you mix the two, and if you can do it well and build off of it, you know your fan base, look at the analytics and stuff like that, then you'll be able to make something shake. So, and if you got, how can I say, when it comes to the music, I can't name them right off the top, but I know having like a catchy title, a catchy melody, and the first words that you say, if you think it's going to be a hit, need to be engaging. Always record. Some people say, "Oh, I go in the booth and just go," but you can do that. But if you're gonna record like that, record more than what you want, because you can always make that better than what it is. So, and then writing too, write more than what you want to do. So, like all those different steps, I try to go for in the songs. And some, as an artist, you just make because it's like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. But that's not always a hit song. Sometimes 100%. You know it, but you can make it into something.
That's right. So, absolutely. Yeah. And going back to something you just said, having a catchy title. Yeah. That's where it really starts at. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you have a song, we'll say an example, and you just name it something ordinary, people might expect that it's just going to be an ordinary song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you come up with some weird off the wall name for it, people are going to be like, yo, what is this song? It's going to intrigue people to listen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, what is a couple titles of songs that you do have that are just kind of off the wall?
I would say, well, if I could say this.
Karma chick.
Okay. He gonna go. I got a song. It's in the making. It's not out. You know, I was about to say both of them.
Okay.
We could say I got one titled classic. Well, it was classical Karma Chick, but I think I'm gonna leave it classic Karma Chick. But basically, it's like basically just saying what you do gonna come back around, and the beat that I have that we got a producer, is it Spider or T?
It was T.
Okay, T created it, so it's a producer in house. And what I got from it, it's not really more of something I would have got on, but it had a classical sound to it. And I was like, okay. And this was actually one where I did the like more of a harmonizing.
Yeah.
And I'm just rapping on it.
You challenge yourself.
No, I ain't. I can't even remember it right now. Like, bro, I ain't did it since. Oh yeah, I came up with it. Yeah. Caught a whiff of latex. That's how it comes on.
That now
But
see.
we don't practice safe sex. No longer sharing your location. Yeah. What's understood don't need no explanation. Then I go off into.
I love that.
Yeah, that's how I go.
That's a vibe right there.
That's how I come on. Then I go. I introduce you to this karma chick. Where everything don't even. I can't remember the rest of it, but
Yeah.
that's where it comes on. Is that, and then it takes you through the journey of okay, why I'm feeling this way, what you got going on, and come back full circle type song. So that's different. And we have one. I have one in the making that I guess all of them mostly like because it's more of a high energy song.
Yeah.
It's called Angelina Jolie.
Again, another like kind of off
make
the
you
wall
think, like, hold
title.
on.
Yeah, is
Why
he
would it be
talking
called?
about Angelina Jolie or is it a spin off of something?
It's more of with that song. It's crazy because when I come in and I can't say the exact words that I say when I come on from the top, but when I go in, I come in on this one upbeat, already rapping.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, he engaged. What is he talking about? I say, I ain't about to judge or bringing bottles of that bubbly stuff. I ain't got time for lovely stuff, but might be time to turn it up. Drinks up. I might just keep my money tucked. This ain't got nothing to do with her. I'm tipsy. What I said, something riding filthy. Gotta thug it out, she on to me. Seeing if I fold it, she bring it close to me. Trying to get control of me already, got a hold on me. Then the beats, ooh. Then I say, be careful what you say around that shorty, don't speak.
Okay.
Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie. Yeah. You might just be a lit pocket stick. Yeah. That's why it was rubbing on you slowly.
Oh, show it down. Give
Yeah,
it.
I ain't say it. I ain't say it.
You
That's
paid-
it. That's
you-
it. I had to do that though. It ain't going to I ain't even did the rest of the melody, so it's gonna change up totally different from that.
You paint like a whole picture,
On the
like storytelling almost. You know,
That's something big that I didn't want to take from my music. I felt it was a strong point.
Absolutely.
Even back in school, I could write papers and stuff.
Yeah.
Good. English class, anything like that. I was pretty decent at it naturally. So I just try to take from that and not necessarily, sometimes I had a song in a different way, but I'm like, no, I need to do this because I know this is going to catch people's attention.
Right.
This is right here is going to do something different than just, okay, how I wanted to put it out is totally different from what I just told you right there. Now,
Yeah.
if you hear the song, it's going to sound different from me sitting up here doing it because I got to remember and do different things. But I feel like those songs, and you'll eventually hear them because those are going to be some of the ones in our lineup coming up that we're going to actually push. And like I said, I know we're going to be networking with you guys.
most definitely.
So definitely, I'm excited about that. And going back into, you asked me, I don't think I answered the question exactly right when you asked as far as between secular music and with the gospel.
Yes.
Now, going back to that, I can say being in both, and a lot of people going to look at me like, oh, you shouldn't have said it, but I'm just going to be real.
No, keep it
Off my
G.
experience. The energy that you would feel that somebody's saying it's looked upon negatively in the club. If you're like, oh, they in there dancing, doing all this, or we getting hype, getting crunk, whatever, you don't need to be in the atmosphere. But I felt the same energy as when I was in there and they said, oh, he's getting Holy Ghost or whatever. It's like how can I say, that feeling, that energy, like, oh, I can't contain it, I can't control it, but I promise you, it's like, okay, if you in a mosh pit or you in church and everybody going around dancing, doing whatever, I promise you it's the same level of energy. It's just the different atmosphere.
Yes.
It's looked at upon differently. The perspective is going to be different.
Listen, perspective and perception
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah.
Goes back to talking about the whole pimp thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look, alter ego.
yo, this dude right here is a
He know about it though. See that why I be telling? Look, man, that dude here. You already look. That's why I told him. I said, look, y'all be talking about everybody else on the team. I said, this the one we gonna have to be worried about right here.
He should slick do a little bit of stand-up comedy or something. I'm just saying.
Nah, look, for real. You don't know, bro.
But you're right though, like, you know, perception is everything. Like you said, it could be really coming from the same place, the same type of energy, but people will look at it differently because of who is doing it.
Yeah.
you got someone over here, gospel in the church, turning up, catching the Holy Ghost, but you got someone in the mosh pit, doesn't mean that it's dark and wrong. It's just a different type of, it's their energy is the same, but it's different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I totally see where you're coming from. Do you prefer to be on the secular side? Do you feel that you get a little bit more freedom of speech of what you want to talk about in your music?
Definitely, because it's certain things that even growing up in a Christian background, I wouldn't necessarily just say, oh, I'm against or for. Like, I believe that everyone has their own choice as far as what they want to believe, as far as religion or whatnot. But on the aspect of, I feel like if I was to just say, oh, I'm going to do Christian music, which is fine. I'm not knocking nobody else, but I'm limiting myself, my ceiling as far as what I can do. Because I know I done seen the other side and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm not just going to talk about this only because it's all, well, we got to be careful with this.
Yeah.
And I see it's getting better, that people are kind of being more bolder and doing it. But then it's like, okay, now you're getting so close to it. Like, what's the difference between just saying, oh, I'm just this, instead of putting this label behind it? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it has to do with business and the financial side of why people make those decisions.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah. So on my end, I just tend to stay how people are going to see me now is where I'm on, this is my lane. So it ain't going to be no switch up like, 10 years from now, he jumped and tried to be a Christian pop artist. So he wanted, it made Chain going to be made Chain. Once I done made Chain, get away. Until I'm out of here, I'm going to continue to do that.
As you should. Like, we have to learn, especially into our adulthood, to just do us unapologetically, period.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
No, you can't.
You'll drive yourself insane trying to please each and everybody, because again, it goes back to perception. How I see you may be totally different than someone else sees you.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, we can't please everybody. We have to do what's right for us and the man above. You know what I'm saying? So you're very spiritual.
Yeah.
You wake up and talk to God every morning? Keep it G.
I want to say every morning that I'm just going to wake up and be like, oh, well, God, I thank you. Because it done got to the point where now. Like,
She going to tell me the truth.
I'm just being real with you. Now, I know that, you know what I'm saying, we flesh, we're going to fall short of the glory all the time. Like, that's understandably so. But it's more so on my actions and the way I done did previously, or my intentions of what I'm going to do when I wake up, to be like, okay, by that, I'm already showing him. I ain't got it, because I can lie in my mouth. Like, I can get up and say, oh, Lord, I'm going to do this right here, something. I thank you for this, but then the whole day go to down. So when it's like that, am I going to change up what I said? 9 times out of 10, the person will.
Actions speak louder.
They speak louder. So if I'm going about how I need to go, it's like, okay, you already done, you showing me this.
Yeah.
And then that's when those blessings and those things continue to go in full circle. Because like, okay, I'm going to have those times where I'm going to regress or go backwards or make mistakes.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, if I looked at, if it was a resume we had to go with, it's like, dang, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how he is. Oh, I see you slipped up right here instead of me. I can say one thing, got my mouth, like just how I'm talking to you now. Same way if I was talking to him like that, I could be like a snake. You know what I'm saying? I could say this and go right back and do it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. Or, oh, I thank you for this day, but I go out and make somebody else's day hard.
There you go. Absolutely. You know, and at the end of the day, we all God's children. He loves all of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, not anybody more than others.
Yeah.
Some of us act up more than others.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the human element.
That's the human element. And everybody's going to be different. And it's like, okay, I'm not in a place to throw stones or judge you. So it's like, man, I got to look at myself first. So.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
And we have to, you know, like, and this I think comes from, we're not born with certain things. Some things we are and some things we're not. Some of it's taught in our household as we grow up. What I've always been taught is to treat people how I want to be treated. That is always what's been instilled in me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm mindful of how I talk to people, how I treat people, how I interact with people. I try to stay neutral in a lot of situations. I don't like drama.
I promise you, that's crazy that you said that, because that's how I've always been also. Like, it's like, I ain't out here just to make enemies, but I ain't going so far to be like, oh, I gotta have everybody to like me.
No,
like,
facts.
I'm and it's like you'll be a magnet. You'll be surprised, like, oh well, everybody kind of gravitates toward them. They ain't got it. You can't put them in a particular group.
Period.
Yeah,
absolutely. Give me some love on that, man. Boom.
Yeah.
Facts. Let's switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
You're a father. How old is you? Have one?
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Oh boy. And no. You asking me my father? Oh,
no, you're a father.
No. I'm a father. I have 2.
You have 2?
Yeah, I have a 13-year-old son and I have an 8-year-old little girl.
Okay, so you got both.
Yeah.
13 years ago, your son was born. How did that change your life?
Well, I can say there was during the time while I was going through in school. So to be honest with you, it kind of did a full 360, because I me personally, I don't think during that time period, if that wouldn't have came about, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be here, like alive or nothing like that, because I don't know. But I know for a fact it wouldn't. During that time I needed to grow.
Yeah.
It kind of forced me to do that. Because like I said, my personality is to be like, oh, I can't let you down. So I ain't the type of person to be like, oh, I'm finna do this and keep on doing and going about my business. And then I had already gotten to what I got into. So it's like, okay, you got a decision to make, man. What you gonna do? Buckle down. I didn't have a lot of ideas in which direction I was gonna go, but I knew I wanted to do right. So it's like what I did know at the time was limited. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the right decision, buckle down, and start trying to change my mentality, because it's not just about me anymore, or I have a son now.
Yeah.
And he's gonna look up to me.
It's bigger than you.
Way bigger. So with him, it definitely changed me. I guess I could say that he probably got, growing up, the more, how can I say, the lesser version of me, because I still had a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah, understood.
It's like the first child, so it's like, okay, I'm still kind of somewhere the child myself.
Still learning.
Yeah, so I'm learning.
Yeah.
So as he's growing and learning, it'll be like, okay, that's my dog, because he done been through a lot, everything with me.
It's like then, your best friend outside of your wife.
Yeah, like my best friend outside of my wife. And then, of course, my little girl.
Yes. Let's talk about that. So she's 8.
Oh, man.
How did that, because you a father.
Yeah.
A little girl's first love is her father.
Yeah.
I can say that for sure. You know, me and my dad are like this, right? Having a little girl, how did that change your life? Because, you know,
it's totally a different,
you really are her protector.
It's totally a different feeling. And then they know that. Like, it's like automatically they know it. So it's like, it's to the point where now it's hard to tell her no, because you know how she got me wrapped around. She used to say it all the time, like, oh, she gonna have you wrapped around. I'm like, no, she ain't gonna do me like that. But
it happened.
Anybody that say, no, it ain't gonna happen, man, if you like, look, if you ain't being a gorilla at the house, then hey,
I know I fold.
bro, you go, oh, yes, sir. Look, you ain't gotta tell me, because look, she be giving him the business. He already done folded.
That's Unc right there.
Yeah, it's over with. So I say, like, yeah, it's already over with for him. So she definitely changed the whole game, and having a little girl to give you a different perspective on even how I view, like, women or female in this perspective, because it's like, okay, I'm having a young girl. I couldn't necessarily tell you the things that, like, you're gonna have to need to grow up as a young woman, but I have in-house, I have a wife, I have that. So
absolutely,
it's like, I look at the chemistry between them two and see that. I'm
amazing.
Like, okay, this is a whole nother side of a perspective I ain't never seen. So it helps me grow to cherish, like, everything. That's why I say I don't try to judge anybody for their circumstances.
Right.
I look at everything for what it's worth. And like I said, we talk about it all the time. We're not just raising kids, we're raising them to be adults.
Absolutely.
So my actions and the things that I gotta hold myself up to a standard and be accountable, I try to teach that to my kids at an early age. Not even just the stuff that they learn in school, which, like I said, they're in public schools, but eventually I want to get to the point where, like, I want to teach you more than that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
the fundamentals of life.
Fundamentals of life that's gonna help you be successful. That's gonna be totally different from just the education to go in and I'm gonna work for somebody. If you know how to, and that's fine. I'm not knocking everybody that's doing that, but course. I want something different for me and also for my kids, and so they can do something different from there. They got to start somewhere. Absolutely,
and it's your duty as a man to show your baby girl how she's supposed to be treated by a man.
Yeah.
Whether kids, she's 8, but they're like sponges.
Always.
They see, they hear everything. Yep. Like, I remember growing up, like, I don't ever remember my parents arguing. If they did, they didn't do it in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my dad wanted to make sure that I knew how a woman is supposed to be treated. And then same thing with your son. You teaching him how to be a young man, how to be an adult now. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work. It's a lot of pressure on us as parents.
Oh, most definitely.
But we get through it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got the man above who's seeing us through everything. Taking it back onto the music side, you know, and thank you for sharing that and being transparent about that, most definitely. Because people want to know you as a person. You know what I'm saying? But taking it back on the music side, what are you working on right now? 2024, we're only, you know, in the second month. What are you working on musically?
So right now, we just got through actually having a listening party where me, my manager and also fellow artist Ace and another artist that we have out of Virginia, Aunt Jay, had a listening party, which it didn't start off as that, but it turned into a listening party. By the time we planned everything, got everything situated, invited guests, mostly not just artists, but just different people.
Tastemakers and
different types. So having little foods and stuff, so they organized it. It was nice. We performed probably maybe what was it, 4, and like they made me perform 9 because I said I wanted to do 9, and I thought they was gonna do them, but I had probably within the last, and we did those within the last 6 months maybe, if that. Yeah. Probably within the last 6 months, we had did those, got them recorded, rough drafts basically. Yeah. But just for listening purposes, get them good enough to listen to, and actually we didn't just sit and listen, we actually performed them. So we had mics, but of course they didn't have to tell me to get loud this time. So I was very energetic, went, did the 9 songs, they did they 4, and Aunt J maybe did 5 or 6. So you did 6. So out of those, we pretty much like, okay, we're gonna give people a chance to listen and see what they like.
Absolutely.
So instead of just like force feeding people like, oh, hey man, they weren't really feeling this. So to see their live reaction, okay, and then have people, oh man, this one right here, hey man, do that again. So it's like, okay, we're getting a small perspective, not just big, but a small perspective on, okay, what's gonna hit and what's, okay, like we might need to work on this a little bit more. But out of like maybe 2, 3, or 4 between all of us, we had some ones, I feel like that engaged people and got them the right day where we can build on. They're not finished projects, but those are what we're going to be working on as far as in the next couple months, getting those ready, going to the studio, actually getting them mixed, mastered, and all that, the whole process. Yeah. Also, next month we'll be attending South by Southwest to go to a couple of events down there.
Absolutely. So, make sure you tap in with Hip Hop Since 1987 while you're there. That's my people. They got a stage out there. Make sure you Hip Hop Since 1987. Tap in with them. Hip Hop since he gonna remember. They out of Philly, but they based here in Atlanta now. Okay, cool. So definitely tap in with them. Shameless plug.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that. What else we got planned? Of course,
April 11th is my birthday bash hosted by OG Bigger Rankin. Another shameless plug.
So what is gonna be going down? I want to hear about that real quick. Now, hold on.
It's April 11th. It's a Thursday night. It's here in Atlanta. It's actually right downtown Atlanta, crazy Atlanta. He and I do, shout out to OG Bigger Rankin, it's my business partner. We do an event once a quarter, but April happens to be my birthday month, so we're doing the birthday bash. So yeah, we got performance opportunities. I'll tell you about that afterwards if you guys are interested. Cool. That is something you could add to your schedule. You already got March. Yeah. Now we can add April into the equation. Yeah. You got to stay booked and busy, active.
Look, they see
Whatever, man.
A3C coming up, in October. There's so much stuff that you can do.
That's a lot of stuff.
I just want to go back to the listening party real quick. I'm a big fan of those. Like when I moved here, that was one of the things that I was really known for, is putting together and hosting listening parties, because it's a great way, like you said, for people to listen to your music and give you their honest opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's what you want. You want people to, keep it G with you and be like, nah, bro, that's not it. You might need to go back, or nah, that's a hit right there. That's what's so positive about those listening parties, because it's able to bring people together to give you, because that's what you need as an artist, right? You need that feedback. So that's dope. You did it in your city?
Yeah, we did it in our city. So what we plan on doing also too in the future is having like promo runs for what we're doing. And of course I know you know what that is, but a lot of this stuff is like things that I wasn't doing in the past before I got a team by myself, or the small people that I had around me. Oh, we weren't finna do that. Yeah. Like go out and do it, but we'll talk about it, but we'll never do it. So actually getting on feet and doing it and applying it. See, I guess it's part of the reason why I enjoy the journey now.
I was just gonna ask you, do you enjoy that part of it?
I enjoy it. Yeah, because at first I didn't understand.
He was in my head.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. Yeah. And so it was hard for me to enjoy it. Something I didn't understand. It was like, oh man, well now it's like, okay.
It was like work.
Yeah, it was work. So now it's like, man, this is like stuff like this, the things you have to do, like to not only network, but to get yourself out there, talk about stuff, and like build relationships. Yeah. Like I enjoyed it. Like it's gonna take you to the next level. Now it's opening up your mind. You giving me a different perspective already. We sitting here having a conversation about a lot already. So I take that in from, you know what I'm saying, especially people like you. So it's definitely something big. Yeah. And it means a lot. It definitely does.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, is like you can't cut no corners. Yeah. You have to do it all whether you want to or not. If this is the career path that you want to pursue, you cannot skip no steps. No, you can't. With that being said, like take a step back and just look at your music career as a whole, right? Mm-hmm. You've done a lot and you're still continuing to do a lot. Mm-hmm. What are you enjoying the most about your journey in this music business?
Really just to see the growth. Like not even just within me, but who we're putting ourselves around now. It's going past the music now. Yes. Like, okay, now, we learned the business side, but now, going to the business side, let's pass the music. It's like, okay, now it's life. Which, okay, I didn't know nothing about this. How this tie into music?
Right.
Okay, but I met this person through music that has nothing to do with this, but now we are acquainted, and I'm thinking at a different level. So it got me in a whole different environment just by stepping into this music.
I love it.
Of life. The stepping stones, it's like the opportunities and the doors that just open up.
Yeah.
That's like substantial. That's like I couldn't have imagined it. And it ain't even like, oh, he getting a lot of money and stuff. It's like, man, for real, because it's more than that to me. I love the business and the money and all that. That'll come if you do it right and accordingly and stay the process. But like a lot of people say, oh, once put it like this, if we ever get in a door to where it's like that, it ain't no way that I would let any of it.
Not if, when.
When. Let me say it like that. When we get there, there's no way I let fumble the bag or let it go for us like, oh, well, I made it here. I'm not satisfied. I know what it took to get here. So it's like, I'm going to continue to do that. And then you'll always have choices to make. But what mentality have you built throughout that whole process? You'll withstand a storm. You'll go through. It's going to be up, lows, highs, roller coaster.
Absolutely.
That's life.
Life be life.
Come up with solutions instead of excuses.
Yeah.
So it's either every result of action that you did, and it was a book. I can't remember what I was reading. Maybe in like the 10 times rule or whatever. But it was when it said what is something, either something you did or didn't do, that's going like whatever that result was, it was because of those two things. So that's how you need to look at it. So I'd be like, okay, it's something that I did. It's gonna be a bill. They finna cut something off. What did you do or did not do to make this happen?
Man, and like the OG biggest says, stop pointing the finger and start pointing the thumb, taking that accountability.
Got to.
Because a lot of people want to make excuses why the electric got cut off.
I did it, man, for a long time.
Like we know why it got cut off. Like stop it.
Oh man, you got to want better for yourself. Eventually, even if it's small, say like, bro, like don't. We gonna talk about it. Like,
right. People go, oh, the power company did that. They hating on me.
They mad at them for doing their job.
Right.
You didn't handle your business, so it's like, okay, I understand it. So if we always expecting a handout, it's like, okay, that's what you gonna always expect. So. Like, when are you going to get to the point where I don't have to necessarily, I can be self-sufficient myself?
Yes.
If anything come, even if it ain't your fault that the power got cut off, whether it's like a storm or something came, at the end of the day, I know that could possibly happen. If I'm well enough and unthought ahead long term, I would have some type of generator to help my family be warm.
There you go, preparation, all
of that stuff. So it's stuff that I did not understand and know that even getting into this music, meeting other people outside of music that's tied into it because they knew somebody in the music stuff has helped me grow as a personal individual.
Yeah.
So I'm coming at a whole different perspective than where a lot of people wouldn't want to engage in this type of conversation. They just want to keep it all. I'm like, man, this is me. This is what I know. This is where I'm at now.
I love these type of because it's real life.
Yeah, it's real
life. And really, at the end of the day, people who are fans of yours and supporters of yours, this is the side of you that they want to know.
Yeah.
They can see the music stuff, music videos, the music on the platforms, but they want to know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want to know you a real person, a real human being that goes through real life stuff. Most definitely. So again, I appreciate you being transparent and sharing that. Taking a look at your life, like take music out the equation.
Okay.
What makes you happy?
Well, I'll be a fool if I didn't say my family, of course.
Yeah.
My household, the growth that I'm seeing in my kids, and my wife that's helping me grow into who I need to be.
That's beautiful.
The changes that are coming, like since we started, how can I say, looking at things in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Getting uncomfortable, really. Getting uncomfortable. That's what it's been because it's felt like that, but the results haven't been bad.
Yeah.
Like it's been like, okay, I've been uncomfortable and had to get out that comfortable zone, and I know that has changed my mindset on life in itself, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for good health. Like I said, nobody in my household has like nothing's going on as far as on the health side.
Yeah.
That's just like tremendous. That'll just be a burden to us. It's like I said, I'm looking at everything to be up, even if it's anything that comes. Like I said, adversity. I understand that okay, it's not necessarily where we at right now. It's just where we're going to be at the end of the goal. So
That's
it's
right.
like okay, we had to get through this some type of way. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
So let's just change the way we adapt, change the way we think, the process of how we handle stuff. Like it's a saying. I don't know if it's a saying or a book or whatever. They say the like definition of insanity is to keep repeating the same thing and expect something different.
Absolutely, that is the definition of insanity.
That right there makes me thankful for everything because I'm like, I got to continue. That's why I got to go back to the name, MC Dubb, make change, because I have to do that because I know if I don't, I'm the type of person that can get complacent. I can sit back and be like, okay, if nobody's like, hey, man, you ain't maximizing your ceiling or your capability.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that be like, oh, I'm okay for a while. Now, after a while, I'll probably be like, okay, let me do something, but it's not going to be like, oh, okay, urgent. It's gonna be. I'm gonna take my time and tiptoe, and I know that the people that I have in my life and that's coming at this point is like this is meant, man. Let's dig in, let's grind, whatever we have to do to get to where we got to get. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to. If it's with taking a step back and pushing somebody else for the betterment of everyone, let's do it. I mean,
I love it. You solid. You solid.
That's what I'm trying to become.
No, you are solid. Yeah. I'm big on manifesting stuff. Mm-hmm. Speak it as if it's already here.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Okay.
It's right now. You know what I'm saying? You got a beautiful wife, you got a family, you got a team that supports you. What more could you ask for? Yeah. Life's never going to be perfect. Life be lifing. Yeah, but it's all in what you make it.
Yes.
And you out here doing all the right things. Listen, when we work hard, we appreciate it more. Like I always quote OG because that's my best friend. He says free is too expensive.
Yeah.
When we don't, most people as human beings, we don't value stuff that we didn't work for or invest in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You appreciate it more. You out here working hard to take care of your family. Mm-hmm. That's love, man. What's the biggest, most life valuable lesson that you've learned? Share that because some of these youngins might need to hear it.
Okay, well, as far as personal experience on me, the biggest life lesson that I learned is regardless of where you come from or what background you come from, like I said, I seen one side of things for a long time. Yeah. But growing up and my perspective changed. It doesn't matter where you come from, the background. You can always become what you want to become as far as you ain't got to try to be nobody else. I try to tell my son this. The peer pressure is real and you're going to go through it.
Yes.
But as a young man, young girl, young boy, growing up to be a young man or a young woman, just know that stay true to yourself. I wouldn't let anything as far as my personality or my spirituality or anything like that be a negative aspect. Don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Don't allow people to tell you that anything that you do or your way your personality is, your build is negative. Keep a positive aspect about yourself because once you walk out those doors as far as like your family aspect or your morals and values, the world is cruel.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be real with you. You got to be able to, how can I say, take some things and understand it. Even as young adults now or young kids, for the children, like it's not how it was even when I was young. Like you got the phones, the social media and stuff now, the cyberbullying, everything that's out there. And okay, yeah, adults can handle it, but a child is not even capable of.
Because their brain's not fully developed yet.
Fully developed, so like you're gonna go through things that we can't even really like explain. Yeah. But I know that emotions and feelings, they're gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So if you ever feeling down about yourself, talk to somebody.
Yes. Mental health is real.
We're big on that. We push. My son actually got a brand, a clothing brand behind it.
That's dope.
Yeah, that we're going to mental. What is it? Mental health wellness, but it's something else that we got a little saying for it. I can't remember at the time, but we actually pushed that on his end.
I love it. Yeah, because he's at a vulnerable age right now.
Vulnerable age, and it's a lot of stuff that happens and goes around in that age. So I'm big on that. Like I say, I want to be as positive I can with anytime I talk to younger generations of kids, even people my age, man, or older. Like I say, it don't even matter. It's just where you at in your state of mind and like right then. So like if you ever feeling bad or down or nothing like that, we all been there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Speak up on it. That's the best thing you can do, and sometimes that's hard. But especially when the doors opportunities are not there, sometimes people have to seek and search. But just as easy as it is to get on there and look at certain stuff, man, hey, let somebody know.
Man, that is so powerful. I'm big on mental health because I myself get anxiety. And sometimes I don't even know why, you know, because there's a lot of ugliness in the world, right? But it's okay. Like we as people like you and I and them who have a voice, we have to talk about that stuff to let people know it's okay. Don't be prideful. Yeah. Don't be ashamed.
Don't do that,
Talk to somebody. Mental health is real. That is real. So thank you again for sharing that too. Like you dropping some gems today, whether you realize it or not.
Hey, I'm just trying to do what I came here to do and let you know who I am, where I come from, or where my mind space is at. Of course, with the music and life, like I said, I love the way you tying it all in. So it's really able to paint a picture for the people and the fans to, you know what I'm saying, see where I'm coming from and who I am.
And it feels good too, don't it?
Yeah.
It feels good to talk about it because sometimes we have stuff on our chest and we got to get it off, you know? You got to, most definitely. Listen, bro, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Tell everybody the most recent song that's out that you're pushing it to make sure they go stream it, download it, share it, all that good stuff.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The only one that I got that I tell y'all right now is Clouds. It's still on all platforms, all the rest of them. When I got with MBM, as y'all see on my shirt, I took them down because it wasn't
the one that you forgot to bring me.
He forgot to bring the hoodie.
Hey, he shifted it over to you. The one he said that quick. He said the one that he forgot.
He forgot to bring the hoodie. So look,
I'm gonna get him because he in the hot seat next.
Don't fault Make Chain Dubb for that. Look, fault Ace. So like I said, y'all can go check out anything with Instagram, on social media, Spotify at MC Dubb or Make Change Dubb, either one, it'll come up. So like I said, it was a pleasure. I definitely enjoyed it. Hope to be back.
No, you will be.
Yeah.
You will be. Listen, I'm big on us keeping that line of communication because things change. 6 months from now, you could be on top of the world. I need to know about it. Yeah. When you get that plaque, I only got one. Shout out to Lucci. Lucci gave me my first plaque. I need an MC Dubb plaque. We manifesting it.
Okay.
Straight like that.
Hey, look, 100 then. Look, look, I owe it to you then. I ain't gonna stop till
y'all heard that, right?
I owe it to you.
You may have shouted it out a couple times throughout the conversation. Tell everybody again, they may have missed it, where they can follow you at on all your socials.
You can follow me at Make Change Dubb or MC Dubb on all platforms or social media tags at hit the mic.
No, you could. I'll hit it too. There you go.
Yeah, Make Change Dubb. Y'all follow me there. Like I say, show some love. Y'all can check out the content that we got. We got new stuff coming. Also, too, we do have a website, but we are under construction of a newer one because I'm going to say out his words, he wasn't happy with the results of the last one. So we got to upgrade.
I love it.
We had that in the making. And, of course, if you follow me on my content, social medias, you'll see that when I bring it up to the forefront when we get it up and going.
I love it. Most definitely. Yeah, that's the thing is like when you put stuff out to the world, you want it to be as top notch as possible. So I love the fact that he was like, you know what, this isn't where I want it to be. Let's do it again. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I know you have a lot of people in your corner. A lot of people. You got family, friends, supporters. I know this is the tough part. Who do you want to shout out to? And not forget anybody.
Oh, man. Of course, I got to shout out my old lady Shay over here. She with me every time.
Yes.
Got to shout out Ace. I ain't even going to go individually through MBM, but the whole group, the whole team, shout out y'all. Love what y'all do for us. And it's a part of the reason I'm up here is because of y'all.
Yes.
I got to shout out my mom and daddy, God, Most High. Got to do that. And I ain't even going to lie, I got to shout out my bro. Now, he ain't here with me, and usually he'll be here with me. But Dez, Reed, we got to get back right. I'm going to shout you out. If you ever do see the video, hey, we here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's big right there. No matter what we go through in life, we have to leave this earth making it right with our people before we leave this earth.
Most definitely.
I'm big on that. People be like, I can't stand my brother. I don't like my mom. Make it right.
Yeah.
Make it right. Listen, last question. This is the most important one. You ready? We got MC Dubb checking in. Big Industries Most Wanted. I know they can't hear that.
Wanted.
No, they can't hear you.
What makes you the Industries Most Wanted?
Hey, we're going to make me the Industry's Most Wanted is by the name. It's Make Change. Ain't nothing the same. It ain't about the fame, but guess what? Dubb going to make change. And I'm out of here.
I love that, man. Thank you once again for being here. Boom. We up out of here, y'all.
So.
Energy that I be giving be different. I know that she feel it and she tell you different. Don't be surprised, I sparkle the night. I need the life of the journey, can't knock on my grind, cause I really earn it. I paid them the fine, no more judging.